Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing mono red burn, and there's practically, well, there's no creatures we're really going to be attacking with. It's just shooting people in the face, shooting them in the face. And you know what? It kind of works. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, recently voted 2024's most awesomest dude by Top Shelf Honey Magazine, Dr. You Can't Suck It. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I am broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Untapped GG off of their tiered list. I think it was a D tier list or something like that. 47% win rate, but it's mono red burn. Mono red because it is just red cards. Burn because we do have creatures in here, but it's not for attacking generally. They are just there for maximizing what we are doing when we are shooting people in the head. That's what we're doing. We're just going to shoot people in the head, and we're going to win because of that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards that are in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got? 3 points of damage, 2 points of damage, potentially 4. This is a guy. He's hasty, and whenever you play a non-creature spell, you put an oil counter on it, and you can tap him to do a point of damage. So right off, he's a great single drop haste for a point of damage. After that, you'll just sit there and every turn just use it to do a point of damage. 2 points of damage. This guy will do an additional point of damage to an opponent every time you cast a non-creature spell. You get 2 of them out for 1 if you got 4 mana. And then that way you'll be maximizing your damage as you are doing non-creature spells. This guy does a point of damage whenever you play a non-creature spell. Whenever you play this, you have to discard a card, and if it wasn't a land, you do 2 points of damage, and you get to draw 2 cards. 3 points of damage. When this guy comes out, you deal 2 points of damage to a player. Wrenn's Resolve, you get to exile the top 2 cards of your library. You get to play them until the end of your next turn. And Hidetsugu, second Rite, if a target has exactly 10 life, you deal 10 points of damage to that player. All right. And then 20 mana. That's all there is to it. So what are we doing here? What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get out guys like this mage or the Firebrand Archer. And then you just start laying out your non-creature spells. Lightning Strike, Shock, Burst Lightning, Boltwave. We're just going after the opponent. Don't really worry about their dudes, because if you have to worry about their dudes, you're not going to have enough to actually take out your opponent. If they have life gain, you might have to risk it, because life gain is your kryptonite. You can't let them gain life. That would be bad. What's great is if you can end up pulling a Hidetsugu, and then you can get them down to where you can lay down exactly 10 points of damage when they have exactly 10 points left, and then you just win. Otherwise, it's just go for the face. We do have some guys that'll help out. What were they? It's Viashino Pyromancer and Sawblade Scamp. They don't really accentuate your other cards, but they, do points of damage when they come into play. And as you play other cards, you can just continue to do 1 point of damage on the side. They're great. They're cheap. They'll probably work out. All right, so that's it. Now, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. And we're playing against Jenova. That's what Jenova looks like. Keep. All right, Boltwave can be done anytime. Doesn't do anything, just put 3 points of damage. It'd be nice to do additional damage. Maybe I'll wait. We get those archers out. We can start laying down some bombs. Get those extra points in. Too bad if he just kills my dudes, but what can you do? You got to try, right? playing Hidetsugu second right is really hard. You got to get the math right. All right, there's 5. All right, let's figure it out now. If this thing comes out, it's going to do 2 points of damage, which gets it down to 11. If it's not there, somehow I got to get in exactly 1 more point of damage. I think I've missed my window of opportunity here. All right, and I still got to do 1 point of damage somehow. I still got to get another piece of mana, too. All right, he's at the point where if I could pick up another mana, we could just win. I'm gonna try something weird. Yeah, I got him to 10. I just got to pick up a red mana. That's it. And I win. Ha, 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 ha. Victory! All right, playing against RedDwarf. It's stuff. All right, come on, RedDwarf, let's go. All right, single red. I don't really have any guys to make use of things, so I'll just keep these around if we need to. Hoping for some maximizers. Little rabbit. All right, so RedDwarf is a thinker. He needs to take some time to do everything he's going to do. He should just play this part on double speed. All right, there's 3. Should we clear the board a little bit, get 2 points in? Let's do that. All right, this is our next turn. All right, sorry, I was just acting all crazy there for a second. Ah. All right, down to a single. Let's just shoot it. We're wasting too much time on his resources. That's the problem here. Welcome out, maximizers. Mom. And here we go for 2 more. Ooh, he wants to kill it. He wants to kill it so bad. Whatever, man. It's just your stupid rabbit. Of course, I'm going to be fighting with the Overlord here in a second. All right, we're just down to otters at this point. Disappointing. He's at 18. How does that happen? And another Sawblade. None of my guys are super powerful. It's no big deal. Okay, I got the ability to do, what, 5 points of damage with that? It's not going to equal 17. That's 2 right there, baby cakes. Pump it right there. Pump it again. Let's put him right there this time. Who's our lucky friend? All right, he's down to 10. What are we shooting for next tour? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Victory! All right, playing against Pitborn. It's cool if you get Hidetsugu to work out. Just shut up off that little friend right there. All right, I got nothing but creatures. That's not great. A little bit better. 2. All right, there we go. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. All right, playing against XAVR. XAVR. One. Fine, we'll kill your stupid bat. Alright, Firebrand Archer will help us if we can get it. You know, probably just get killed, but All we can do is put her out. By keeping her out, it means we can play the investigative cards and actually make some damage. Just laying it down. And no attacks. Keep our lady out there. So what do I got? I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. Plus another 3 puts us at 10. I can't play everything. Oh, except for these aren't the additional 3 because they come from creatures. One, two, right there. 1, 2. All right, great. Got him down to 6. Still, I'm only going to get to 4 points out of the archer directly, so hopefully I can get a couple more in from the creatures. Is this guy going to just go aggro on me? You got to defend, man. There you go. All right, I won. There's no way you can get around it. And we win. That was precision. Victory. All right, playing against Archangel. Archangel. Firebrand. That's the first card technically I want to pay. Or playa. Hubert likes it here because of all of the fake water. She can feel like a real fish. All right, Firebrand Archer. If you pull another man on the next turn, I'll probably wait on the mage. Okay, go for it then. We'll go in for the 2 points of damage. He's just going to flip some land there. Go for you. I mean, I should have probably waited. I mean, to see what he put out, see if I needed to use it to clear a creature or something. This thing costs 5 to do 4 points of damage. Bristly Bill. Do I care is the question. Let's clear the board a little bit. That'll be fine. All right, and this is sorcery, so it's a good time to do it. All right, it's down to 3. I only have to be able to do 2. These guys will do 2 more. It's fine. As long as they stay alive. Otherwise, it's this guy will do the additional 1. Don't gain any life. He's trying to steal my dudes. pow, pow. Boom goes the room. Victory. All right, playing against Slartibartfast. Slartibartfast. I think this might be my friend. He goes by Slartibartfast. Let's give him a wave. All right, we got Hidetsugu. We got to get up to 4 mana, though. Hidetsugu. Let's see. Let's look at future. That doesn't help at all. All right, you've got to waste your... Got to get that off you. All right, it's down to 13. We got enough to do it, man. As long as he doesn't do anything this turn, we get 3 through. And then Hidetsugu on for the remaining 10. Yeah, we got it. And winner, victory dinner. Victory. All right, we were playing with Mono Red Burn. And, you know, it was, here's the deal. For me, I really liked playing it. I like playing it a lot. Reason why is because you're sitting there and you're as a red player and you're thinking to yourself, why am I bothering to put out creatures? Why don't I just shoot this other guy in the face like 100 times? Can I just like shoot him and like before he could do anything to me? That's what you think to yourself. And then you try it, and you know what? It doesn't really work out. And so then you start putting other stuff out. Next thing you know, you're playing a creature deck. Well, this deck does have creatures in it. But what's nice is that they can just sort of sit there and not do anything. And they can just participate in the onslaught of just shooting people in the face, which is what I love to do there. And the other weird, interesting card is Hidetsugu, second Rite, just because if they have exactly 10 life, it does exactly 10 points of damage to that player. It is such like a weird position to try to play for. But if you get this thing early and the other thing is you're struggling then to try to get 4 mana at the exact same time that you're going to get this guy down to 10 life. It's hard, but when you can make that happen, it is so rewarding. All right, let's go for this. Let's count it up. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? Everything kind of sucked. I'm going to go back to the card draws. They kind of were awesome. I'm going to give it to Grab the Prize. I kind of think that Grab the Prize was the MVP. The reason why is because you got to take 2 cards and you got to do an additional point of damage. And as long as I was throwing away something that was doing 2 points of damage, like Burst Lightning or Shock, then I was cool. That was totally cool with me. Then I was able to, like, with 2 mana, essentially be able to cast that for free, kind of, and draw 2 cards. So, yeah, and I think the why he was better than, what was the other card drawing here? Wrenn's Resolve, is you had to play Wrenn's Resolve on your next turn. That was it. This turn and next turn. Grab the Prize. You just got to draw all those 2 cards, and they were yours. So same cost, but you had to throw away a card, but you got plenty to throw away, and you could do damage. So Grab the Prize had the most value, and it went towards what you were trying to do the most. Hidetsugu absolutely was a fantastic card, but it was just so hard to pull off that I wouldn't say it was the MVP of the deck. So Grab the Prize, Creepy Clownhead, you were the MVP. Congratulations, you were going to Disneyland. All right, number 2, was this deck competitive? All right, so I picked this off of Untapped GG. It had a 47% win rate, 47. I ended up getting a 71% win rate with this deck. You know, the interesting thing is I always say it's not if a deck is good, it's whether a deck is good for you. And I kind of felt this deck was a deck for me. It was glorious playing just red, but not being like an aggro attacker, not playing. I mean, I love aggro attacking, don't get me wrong. It's just that's so played out at this point. I'm not like, I love playing with hasty goblins. That's where I really fell in love with aggro red. But in this case, it's like we're just shooting people in the face, and it just feels so good to be doing something different, but also cheap, and it works out. And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this deck just worked well because I was playing it. Hard to say. You'll have to tell me how it works for you. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yes. I mean, it is so cheap. 1s, 2s, that's it. 20 lands? Yeah, I'm good. It was, I mean, the funny part is sometimes I felt like I had too much land. That was the weirder thing about this, when I had too much land going on. But, you know, there's one card in here that costs 1. It's Burst Lightning. And if you want to play it for a kicker, you need to play 5. That was so rough. So I just pretended this thing only did 2 points of damage. It was pretty much just a shock. And then I was just like, I got 8 shocks in here. Because trying to wait until I had 5 mana, nah, that wasn't going to happen. In reality, it's just burn off your shocks and just leave your Burst Lightnings. If you happen to get to 5 mana before that, great. If not, nope. We're just going to go ahead and just use them as shocks. That's totally cool. Yeah, what else? Let's just get to the interesting. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, why? Because it was mostly about just shooting people in the face. And it was weird trying to do math to figure out if I can get people to that point where Hidetsugu's second right would win the game. And it was so hard dancing around, trying to get the math perfect so you can make it happen. Because if you had one of your guys out, like Firebrand Archer, then by casting this, you were going to do an additional point of damage. So therefore, they'd have to be at 11 life, so you can cast Hidetsugu, so that you could do the 10 points, the 1 point of damage, so that the 10 points would land at exactly the right time. It was a nutty way to play. And if you had a couple of guys, you had to wait till they had 12, and then you had to, like, if they had life gain, then you had to make sure, okay, how much are they going to gain back? It was a nutty way to play, but it made it really interesting. Because like I say, Mono Red is a no math deck. You're just like, go to town, swarm. But this deck, you're actually, bringing out the abacus and trying to work out the trajectory and the propulsion for getting yourself to the moon. It was crazy. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Oddly so. I don't believe it, but oddly so. Was this deck fun? Absolutely. And was this deck interesting? Yeah, it was. I'm going to pull it back. Normally I'd give it an A+ with stats like that, just because I got a 71%. I just don't believe it. It didn't feel like this deck should work. If you're going up against the, what am I trying to say? The life gain guys, you're not going to win. It's too hard to play against life gain with this deck. I'm going to give this one an A. I think it's an incredibly interesting and fun deck. I think it has enough chance of winning. You can play it casually. You can be a 50%er easily. But if you're the kind of person that this deck was made for, you'll probably win it more than that, and you'll have a great time. All right, so it is a straight A deck, and if you decide to play this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.